I just saw your movie, Black Klansman, last night, and oh my gosh, you just did it. You just did it again, but oh my goodness.
The times call for it. You know, the world we live in today is crazy, and I think the urgency you felt is what I feel being in America today.
It's like
It's nuts.
It's crazy. You watch it and you go, oh, this is set in the 70s, and you kind of lose yourself because everyone's wearing the 70s clothes and their hair is the 70s, and you go, yeah, and then you give a little.
Well, that was something that I did with my co-writer, Kevin Wilmot. We felt that. We knew that this film could connect. We wanted to make it hip. It just cannot be a period piece. We had to put stuff in the film. We have to connect it again to the world, to the crazy world we live in today, with this crazy guy in the White House.
And dude, you connected it, all right? I mean, yeah, you know, I mean, at the end, well, you'll see it, but you.
I think you could talk about, because it's out already what the ending is since the premiere in Cannes.
What happened in Virginia, in Charlottesville.
Yeah, and this weekend will be the 1-year anniversary of Charlottesville too.
It's just bizarre. You see all this racism and all this hatred, and you go, it's just the grossest thing. I hate it so much, and it makes me so upset. And you go, well, at least that was then. You know, times have changed, and unfortunately, it's still relevant.
Yes, Miss Susan Bro lost her daughter that day.
Gosh,
Had to hire August 12th.
It was just, man, it just really just shakes you up. But then getting there, it's a very. It's a great ride getting there because it's very you. Because there is funny stuff in there, and this story. How did you hear about this story?
Jordan Peele called me up out of the blue. He said, "Spike, I got something you might want to take a look at." I said, "What is it?" He said, "It's really 6 words. Black man infiltrates KKK." Is that 6 or 7?
Yeah,
anyway.
6.
And I said, I automatically thought about the famous David Chappelle skit. He said, "Nah, this thing is real."
That's right.
And it happened. Ron Stallworth in the 70s, he infiltrated
Ron
the
Stallworth.
KKK.
And also the name Ron Stallworth that's his real name.
That's his real
name. But
name.
it's a great name.
Stallworth.
Ron Stallworth. And so when John David Washington.
Denzel's son gets a great
Denzel's
performance.
son is the lead in this movie, and he's awesome.
He's great.
John David, I don't know, I never saw Ballard, so I don't know him that well as his acting, but he was fantastic. So he's talking on the phone, but then it's Adam Driver who actually has to meet these guys, and those guys were great too.
Yeah, well
acted.
Adam Driver plays the white Ron Stallworth.
Ron Stallworth, yes.
So
it's like,
John Davis only could talk to him on the phone, but in person, he can't do that.
Yeah.
So Adam Driver, those guys team up.
And they start kind of working on almost like an impression of each other's voice so they can, like, it's like, "Hey, how you doing?" He's like, "That's not the way you sounded on the phone." He's like, "No, that was well, I had allergies, so blah blah."
Yeah.
But it's just well done, and there's good music. I know you know your music.
Thank you.
And there's some great music in there. Oh, Happy Day.
Another great score by Terrence Blanchard, my longtime
well
composer.
done. That's a great score.
But one of the songs I like was really emphasized what the film was about, the Great Temptations song, Ball of Confusion.
Ball of Confusion.
Ball of Confusion.
Oh, I loved it.
One of the things that I think what makes the film work is that we able to balance humor with very serious subject matter. And we're like, you're walking a tightrope, because either way, you know, you could go fall between the World Trade Center, you know. So, but we worked hard, and we're looking forward to sharing this with the United States of America, you know, August 10th, which will be, again, the 1-year anniversary of Charlottesville.
You premiered this.
that was planned.
That we release it then?
1-year anniversary, yes.
I mean, it's just awful when you look at it and you just go, I can't believe that we're living these times.
But what was really awful is that the so-called President of the United States of America had an opportunity to condemn hate.
Yeah.
And he didn't do it.
Yeah.
To condemn the KKK, to condemn neo-Nazis, to condemn the Klan, and he said there's bad people on both sides.
I wish that didn't happen.
It did.
But it did happen.
And it's in the movie.
And it's in the movie, and I was reminded, I can't believe it. But then I can't believe anything. At this point, I just believe everything, because people come and they go, "Do you believe what he said?" I go, "Yeah, I probably would, yeah." At this point, it's so. But it's a good wake-up call to anyone who just should watch this and go like, oh, we have to change and we have to just be nice to each other. We have to love each other.
Got to.
And we just have to get together, and everyone's got to be equal. And when you see it, you'll be moved. You'll laugh. You'll cry. It's a movie, and you made a great movie. I hope you have your tuxedo picked out because
Don't jinx it.
I'll be seeing you at those. But yeah, I want to show everyone here. Here's John David Washington and Adam Driver in Spike Lee's new movie Black Klansman. Take a look.
Why haven't you bought into this?
Why should I?
Because you're Jewish, brother. The so-called chosen people. You've been passing for a WASP. White Anglo-Saxon Protestant, cherry pie hot dog white boy. That's what some light-skinned black folks do. They pass for white. Doesn't that hatred you've been hearing the Klan say, doesn't that piss you off?
Of course it does.
Then why are you acting like you ain't got skin in the game, brother?
Rookie, that's my business.
It's our business.
Spike Lee, everybody.
On and on and on. I said, and it's on and on and on.